Hey, Freddy with CJ Off-Road. Every Jeep owner loves going off-roading, and when lifting your Jeep and taking it off-road, you can run into clearance issues with the factory loop pipe. So one way to combat that issue is by deleting the loop pipe entirely. So today we're going to give our Jeep some better clearance by installing this MagnaFlow loop delete pipe. This MagnaFlow loop delete pipe is made of 2.5-inch mandrel-bent stainless steel tubing, and it's designed to accept long-arm travel kits while retaining the factory catalytic converters. It's going to help when we lift our Jeep and take it off-road for better clearance, so today we're going to install it on our 2016 Jeep Wrangler. Tools you'll need for this installation: a lift or a jack and jack stands, 3/8 ratchet, 13mm socket, 15mm socket, 16mm wrench, 17mm wrench, a marker, tape measure, safety glasses, and a sawzall or hacksaw. We got the Jeep up in the air. The very first thing we're going to do is mark the loop pipe where it needs to be cut. We're not going to disconnect it from anything yet. All we're going to do is make the cut and then we'll disconnect it. So here is the loop pipe. As you can see, it's big and it can get in the way. So how we're going to get rid of this, we're going to cut it out, make a mark, cut it out, and then put in our new section. Grab yourself a tape measure and you're going to measure from the weld on the catalytic converter 3 inches back. So make a mark at 3 inches behind the weld on the catalytic converter, and that's where you're going to make your cut. And that's where we have to make our cut. Before we remove any of the bolts, especially right here on the Y pipe, we're going to spray them with some penetrating lubricant. They're pretty corroded and we want to make it a little bit easier on ourselves. And give those a couple minutes to soak in, and then you can try to break them free. After you've let them soak with penetrating lubricant, you can break them loose. Remove the second bolt on the loop pipe, then remove the loop pipe itself. With the loop pipe gone, we're going to unbolt the passenger side of the Y pipe just to give us a little bit more wiggle room to get the loop delete pipe in. You don't need to remove the Y pipe, just unbolt it up here and it will give you a lot of wiggle room. Grab your MagnaFlow loop delete pipe, place the provided flange over it, and also the clamp. Then install this end onto the catalytic converter and this end onto the Y pipe side. With the loop delete pipe in place, you can now install the hardware. Get these bolts nice and tight, then you can move up to tightening the clamp. Tighten the clamp with a 15mm socket. With the loop delete pipe in place, you can reinstall the Y pipe on the passenger side, then your installation is finished. Our MagnaFlow loop delete pipe is installed. Installation really isn't that bad. It should only take about an hour to an hour and a half. Make sure you measure twice and cut once, and before you know it, you'll be heading off-road.